Good day, everyone. In this video, we will revise our knowledge on reducing fractions, converting improper fractions to mixed numbers, as well as converting mixed numbers to improper fractions. So before we begin this video, be sure that you have located these two pages in your booklet. Okay, let's just start off with firstly reducing fractions. So fractions is all about ensuring that you are quite familiar with your times table, as well as also trying to find out your different common factors and how you can cancel out in terms of your factors on your numerators and your denominators. So as you reduce your fraction, you are actually basically first up locating your highest common factor, right, between your numerator and your denominator. Right, next up, you'll then begin to simplify your fraction as you begin to cancel out your common factors. For question 1, we have 9 over 81. A common factor between your numerator and your denominator is 9. So therefore, zooming in, right, on your numerator, 9 going into 9, that will just give us 1. 9 going into 81, so basically just like 81 divided by 9, that will give you 9. Okay, if there are no other common factors between your numerators and your denominators, that will be your simplest form of your fractions as you reduce them. Okay, so 1 over 9 for our first one. So in fact, when you see reducing fractions, this just basically means simplify, yeah, your fractions from there. So simplifying your fractions. Okay, we have question 13. Right, so we have 14 and 28. Right, so there are a couple of ways that we can do it. You can go small. So let's say, for example, if you have located 2, right, as your common factor between your numerator and your denominator. This means 14 divided by 2, this will give us 7. 28 divided by 2, this will give us 14. Now with that, this means that that is 7 over 14. Right, so as we plug that into the next fraction as we progress on. However, you do note that between 7 and 14, there is still some more common factors. So there's a common factor of 7 between your numerator and your denominator. So you can go on further in cancelling out your common factors. So 7 divided by 7 will give you 1. 14 divided by 7, that gives you 2. Okay, so therefore your answer will be 1 over 2. So don't be afraid to go small in terms of your common factors. You can still cancel and work it out with the next couple of steps. Eventually, once you get better as well at your multiplications, and I'm very sure that a lot of you are quite good at your multiplications, you'll be able to locate your highest common factor from that. All right, so that's your simplifying fractions. Pause this video now just so that you can complete the rest of these questions before moving on to another set few of instructions for your mixed fractions and improper fractions conversions. Right, the next section is converting improper fractions to mixed numbers. Now, when we say improper fraction, this is where your numerator, you can see the number is way bigger than that of your denominator. Right, so the whole idea of converting your improper fractions, as you can see here, is not quite proper with your numerator being your bigger one as opposed to your denominator. You're trying to convert that into mixed fractions. So mixed fractions or mixed numbers are just basically your whole number followed by whatever your fraction is at the side over there. Okay, so noting 27 divided by 8, how many groups of 8 can you see in 27? So let's say, for example, you do need to know your timetables really well once more. 1 times 8 gives you 8. 2 times 8 gives you 16. 3 times 8 gives you 24. 4 times 8 gives you 32. Right, I can go so on and so forth, but I'll just stop there because on my numerator, that's 27. So it's somewhere in between 24 and 32. So this means that there are 3 groups of 8 in 27. Right, so I'll write 3 as my whole number. And then after that, I do have a fraction that's remaining. So if I have 3 groups of 8, that's 24, and I have 27 here. So this means 27 minus 24 to find out what is the remaining few parts, and that is 3. So 3 will be on my numerator over 8, right? So 3 parts of 8 that are remaining out of this whole number that we have converted that to. All right, so in terms of converting your improper fractions, you are just basically finding out how many groups of whatever the number is on the denominator that's within your numerator as you convert improper to mixed numbers or mixed fractions. All right, one more example, question 13, we have 30 divided by 4. So the question once more is how many groups of 4 are there in 30? So you need to know your 4 times table really well. You have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, and I'll just stop there because the number is 30, right? So 30 is in between 28 and 32. So this means there are 7, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 groups of 4 in 30 itself on the numerator. All right, so then finding out how many other parts am I left with. So therefore 30 minus 28, right? Because 7 groups of 4 gives you 28. Followed by 2, right? So you know that there are 2 parts left out of 4. Now, always remember that your final answer has to be in the simplest form, even though it's in your mixed fractions itself. So you do have a common factor between your numerator and your denominator. Simplifying them, we have a common factor of 2, right? In your numerator and denominator. So that becomes 7, 1 over 2. All right, so pause this video to carry out the rest of your other questions in this section, please. Finally, we'll move on to converting mixed numbers to improper fractions. All right, we've reached the last segment of this exercise here. So converting mixed numbers to improper fractions. This is just basically the reverse method of what we have carried out above as we begin to convert improper to mixed, right? So now it's mixed back to improper. So we do know that the whole number here just refers to groups, right? How many groups of what? That will be relating to the denominator, right? So if there are 9 groups of 2, right? If I were to write that out, 9 groups of 2, right? Basically just finding that out in terms of what is that fraction. If I'm saying 9 groups of 2, this means that there are 9 times 2, right? So 18, I would say 9 can be converted into 18 over 2, right? So because if you like to check 18 divided by 2, that also gives you 9 as well. Okay, so just focusing on your whole number there, and then after that you do have one more part for you to add as well. So there's a half over there. So what this means is 9 over 2 just means 9 plus half, right? So if we were to break things down, we already know that that 9 is 18 over 2 and half. In total, you'll have 19 over 2 as your improper fraction. So that's 19 over 2. Okay. Now you would have also been taught another method, and you can simplify that as 9 times 2. So just like what we have done over here. So with your denominator, multiply that with your whole number. So 9 times 2 gives you 18. All right. And then after the 18, adding the extra part over there. Okay. And 18 plus 1 will give you 19 over 2, right? So many different ways that you can go about it, as long as you're able to get an accurate final improper fraction that they're asking. Right, we'll practice that second method because I think that's most relevant to most of you as to how you're being taught. So with 8 and 3 over 7, so converting your mixed numbers to improper fractions, once more, multiplying your denominator with your with your whole number. So 7 times 8, that gives you 56. 56 plus 3, that gives you 59. So 59 over 7, right? Your denominator will always be the same because that's the original denominator in that sense. Okay, so carry out the rest of the other questions in this exercise. Hopefully this has given you a good enough introduction and also revision to simplifying your fractions, converting mixed fractions to improper fractions front and back as well. All right, thank you.